In today's episode, we'll address why it's important to avoid falling into the desperation hiring trap if you hope to build a winning team. Specifically, you'll learn that desperation hiring is never good for you or your business, that there are 5 things you can do right now to prepare yourself for any future hiring needs, and I've got a simple 6-step guide to hiring the best that can help you get off to a fast start. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Why Business Teams Fail and How to Avoid It, a show helping small business owners build a radically engaged team that can run the business without you so you can remove the stress from owning a business and enjoy the freedom you deserve. Now, here's your host, Rich Allen.
Here's my question for you this week. Does your current hiring process help you avoid the desperation hiring trap? With the 2024 election finally in the rearview mirror, business owners of all kinds will begin to experience more certainty in their near-term future. For some, the future may look more doubtful, while for others, the future will look much brighter. My sincere hope is that your business falls into the latter category, the one where your future looks much brighter, which means that you'll be more confident and certain of gaining new momentum as the economy for your industry picks up steam and begins to ramp up following a period of stagnation caused by uncertainty. While this may feel like a time of celebration, for many business owners, this new reality simply turns up the pressure as the need to add new team members becomes more real and urgent. Which is why I'm asking the question this week, does your current hiring process help you avoid the desperation hiring trap? I don't think anyone would argue with the fact that making great hiring decisions is harder today than it's ever been in the past. There are many reasons for the increased difficulty in hiring great talent over these past few years. The recent pandemic changed the way that employees view employers, with some employers implementing over-controlling personnel policies. As work-from-home options gained popularity, employees changed the way they view their employers, some being more accommodating and others being seen as more inflexible. And more recently, as many employers realized that having a fully remote workforce wasn't ideal for their business, they began to require more in-person work than remote work. These shifts in companies' approaches to their workforce have caused many employees to question their desire to stay with their current employer over the long term. When you add these significant changes to a change in the economy driven by more clarity and certainty, you get a heightened and more urgent need to be ready to hire new team members. Oftentimes, when a business owner realizes they have a need to add a team member, it's way too late. Imagine this. The position you need to fill has been covered by one of your most capable team members as a second or third tier priority, on top of their regular job duties. That works for a while, but as this goes on, that overworked and overwhelmed team member finally cries uncle and says they can't continue to put in the hours they've been working, and they threaten to quit. So you panic, not wanting to lose your best employee, and you move quickly to fill the open position. In your haste to fill the position, you lower your standards and, to be honest, will take anyone who's willing and available to do the work. I call this being in desperation hiring mode. Then a few weeks or months go by, and it becomes very clear and obvious that the person you hired is not the right person for the position. And you dread the thought of having to let that person go, only to go through the whole hiring process yet again. Has this ever happened to you? My bet is that it has, and perhaps more than just once or twice. Sadly, it's not an uncommon experience, and you're not the only one who struggles with your bad hiring decision. In most cases, your other team members knew it wasn't working long before you had a clue, and it made them wonder what you were thinking in the first place and who you will hire next when you try again. But it doesn't have to be this way. In fact, it should not be this way. Your hiring should be well planned, well thought out, and well executed, no matter what the reason for your need to hire someone new. Today, I want to give you 5 things that you could and should do to make sure you never find yourself in desperation hiring mode again. The first thing you should do is rethink your organization structure. Most business owners don't spend much time thinking about their org structure, but I'm a firm believer that they should. Your org structure is simply the visual representation of the functional work that happens in your business. But most business owners draw their org charts by person rather than by function, which makes them pretty much useless when it comes to helping you with your hiring needs and critical decisions on team members. So my first recommendation is to rewrite your org chart by function, showing each function that's performed in your business. For example, if Sally handles your marketing and your sales, rather than drawing your org chart with a single box with Sally's name on it, draw it with 2 boxes with Sally's name in both boxes. If Todd handles your production and your customer service, draw your org chart with 2 boxes with Todd's name in both boxes. If you handle your financials, take the lead in your HR areas, payroll, insurances, etc., and you run the business, you should find your name in 3 boxes on your org chart. Doing this allows you to see which team members, including yourself, are covering multiple positions. And as your business grows, you will know with certainty that someday you're going to have a need to add new team members where there are currently people handling multiple positions. The second thing that you should do is review the roles that are currently being done by someone as their second or third position and prioritize them in order of hiring. This may be well in advance of the need to hire someone, but as the business owner, you should have already thought through the order in which you will hire someone new to fill each position that's currently being covered as a shared responsibility. Getting the sequence of hiring down will help in the planning and coordination of your hiring efforts. The third thing you should do is to think ahead 3 years and imagine the new positions that you will need to handle your business if you hit your growth goals. If you've currently got 10 people covering 14 positions in your business today, how many new positions will need to be added to the team if your business doubles in size over the next 3 years? Add these positions to your org chart and show the box as being filled by TBD, to be determined. This exercise will help you get crystal clear on the hiring requirements that lie ahead of you. And if you want to use a ninja-like business owner skill, you could also set a financial growth target for when you will hire your next team members. As your business grows, you could set a specific trigger point that indicates at a new customer level or a higher revenue level, you will likely need to add someone new to your team. Do this as part of your planning and prioritization, and your life will become much more controlled and predictable. The fourth thing that I would suggest is that for each box on your new expanded 3-year out org chart, you complete a position agreement, a document that outlines, number 1, what that position is responsible for, number 2, how that position will be measured, and number 3, the behaviors that will be expected and are required to be successful in that position. Doing this for each and every box on your org chart will give you clarity on the expectations and behaviors anyone you hire must have before you add them to the team. And lastly, the fifth thing that I would recommend is that you define and outline the step-by-step process you will take each and every time you have the need to add a new team member. By having your process steps defined and documented, even when an unexpected event happens and someone informs you that they're leaving or retiring, you can simply initiate the process without panic or fear. Because you've done the work of defining the position agreements for each role on your team in step 4 above, you'll find it quite easy to craft a job posting that'll accurately reflect the open position. Because you've outlined the step-by-step processes you will follow, you can simply follow the sequence, step by step. If you'd like some help with this last recommendation, just drop me a quick note and I'll send you my free white paper titled A Guide to Hiring the Best. It'll give you a clear, easy-to-follow, 6-step process that I've used many times with my clients to help them find great talent anytime they have an opening that must be filled. While these 5 things will not prevent you from having an unexpected need to hire someone onto your team, they will help you be prepared so that when the unexpected does happen, you can be cool as a cucumber and simply execute your process without fear or desperation. As we wrap up today's podcast, I want you to remember 3 things. Hiring out of desperation is never good. Not for you, not for your team members, and certainly not for the success of your business. There are 5 things you can do starting right now to prepare yourself for your next unexpected hiring need, as well as your planned hiring requirements. And if you'd like a free copy of my white paper titled A Guide to Hiring the Best, just drop me an email and I'll send it to you right away. If you'd like some additional support in this area or want to tap into our free resources, simply go to my website, www.tourtoprofit.com. You'll find everything you need there. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to tune in next week when we're going to discuss 5 must-do steps for onboarding top talent. You won't want to miss it. Now go make it a great week, and whatever you do, ride hard.
Thank you for listening to Why Business Teams Fail and How to Avoid It. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends so you don't ever miss an episode. Now go make it a great week, and whatever you do, ride hard.